you're obviously, your parents did a lot of sacrifice to move to New Zealand, then to the US. What do your parents mean to you?
Everything. And it's funny you asked that, because I saw this video the other day. They live in DC, and I see my mom, maybe she comes out here maybe 3 times a year. I see my dad maybe once a year for Christmas. And he was like, how old are your parents in the video? And they're like, oh, they're like 65. And he's like, well, let's say they live to like 95.
So, yeah.
You see them, once a year. So you're going to see your parents 30 more times.
In reality, let's be honest. I mean, the average, my dad passed away at 76. Never smoked, never drank, power walked every day, never had issues.
Yeah.
And had a heart attack and died in my mom's arms in their bedroom like this, instant. And reality is I thought I had still on my dad for another 5-10 years minimal. I thought, but in his 80s, he'll start getting a little tired, and you never think that's going to happen. Yeah. So I tell people that. I always say that. I say, when I talk to a lot of guys, I say, like, the average, if your dad or parents live to their 80, you're lucky. Yeah. So now, if they're in their 60s, you might have 15 more summers with them.
Yeah.
So you think that, and you start really appreciating that and really understanding that no regrets.
Exactly.
Which our conversation today started with, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And especially as a father, like seeing my kids, like what they mean to me, and remembering how my dad was, and then like being in his place. It's crazy because it's almost like deja vu, but now I'm in his place, right?
Yeah, yeah.
The way they're asking, oh, Dad, can you do this? Dad, can you do that? Dad, can you do this? And I'm like, wow, like it takes me back. Especially my older son looks exactly like me when I was younger. So it's freaky. Yeah. And it just takes me, I'm like, man, my dad did so much for me. Yeah. You never quite appreciate it until you're a father yourself.
Yeah.
And then I look back to everything he taught me. Yeah. That he shaped my life. He taught me how to play basketball, for example. And I want to create a short film about this. It's going to be called Basketball is Life. Yeah. And, he didn't know anything about basketball. He was a soccer player, but he knew how to he wanted to help me. I was the worst basketball player on the team at 10 years old. Yeah. And I was tall, I was big, but I wasn't skilled. And from one summer, I went from the worst player to the best player. And I was representing New Zealand at, under 14s, and I just blew up, right? Yeah. And he used to train me. He used to have me on the free throw line. He'd be yelling and screaming, throwing tennis balls at me, and just to get me like to really be focused, right? And he used to pull me from school, and he used to take me to the court and practice. My mom would get so mad. But he pulled me from school because he saw that passion I had for basketball. He wanted me to pursue my passion because he was a soccer player. He could have played pro, but his parents pushed him to be a doctor. Yeah. So that was his regret. Yeah. That was his regret. He never chased soccer because he could have been a pro. He's really good. Yeah. So that was his biggest regret in life. And he didn't want me to live with that regret. So he always told me from a young age, that's where I'm going with this, how basketball is life. Yeah. So he's from a young age, 12 years old, pulled me from school. To what? Chase my dreams. He told me that at a young age, right? Yeah. Chase your dreams, no matter what. Go after your dreams. You love basketball? Do it. Go do it. Work at it. He told me that with hard work, you can achieve anything. I went from the worst player on the team to the best in one summer. Yeah. Hard work, right? And then the last but not least, there's a lot of distractions in life. Life is going to have a lot of noise, right? Yeah. It's like that when I'm on that free throw line. Cancel all that noise out. He's yelling, he's screaming, he's throwing tennis balls in my face. That's life, right? Yeah. Woosah, like everything's done. I'm focused on nothing but my goal, which is the hoop. Yeah. Right? It taught me about having this like ultra focus in life where like life's always going to have distractions and noises and this and that. But when you have a goal, when you have a target in life, focus on that. Don't let anything get in the way. Those three things this whole time. And, and I imagine like the short film, it'd be like 4 or 5 minutes, like talking, in the background and showing me and my kids now. And he's like overlooking now me and my kids, right? In the sunset. And it just ends with me saying, this whole time I thought my dad was teaching me about basketball, but what he was really teaching me about was life.
Yeah.